Hey everybody, ronarray here, and my league start with Unarmed Monk went absolutely great. So in this video, I wanted to give a quick update, showcase what I changed in my build, how I made the build significantly tankier, especially for farming tier 15 maps with like 6 modifiers, and what I'm currently playing. I'm also going to update the guide, so check out the guide is in description, and also in the pinned comment. Guide is being updated multiple times a day. Feel free to subscribe to the channel too to not miss future updates. So for now, my Monk build is working very good with just Stormwave, but I'm absolutely sure that soon we are going to incorporate even more skills into the setup. But today I'm just going to focus on defenses and showcase everything which I changed while swapping to crit and moving forward to Chaos Inoculation. Let's go! So at the start, I also wanted to give a quick recap showcasing why we are playing Stormwave and why Stormwave is playing such a big role in that build. So generally, Stormwave is providing very cool bonuses at the moment. You can use Stormwave together with Branching Fissures to hit multiple enemies and even reaching enemies that are staying further than your screen. As you can see, wave currently is going through the screen. And branching waves are also hitting enemies that are hiding behind the corners, making the skill very comfortable to play, especially in the endgame, when you can literally pin enemies from a distance. I think in the future, when we will have better defenses, we will be able to use other skills and go close and personal with the monsters. But right now, Wave is showcasing one of the best results, because it's practically a ranged skill. So, talking about the Wave itself, there's also a very cool feature. Since we are using Branch and Fissures, it gives us supported skill Fissures branch 2 times. So, if you're placing your Wave in a very particular way, you can hit single target enemies such as boss, for example, with multiple fissures with branch and fissures. So not your only main fissure is going to hit, but additional fissures too. For that, I recommend to move your mouse a little to the side from the enemy. So for example, if my map device right now would be a boss, I would try to aim right here. So my main wave is going to hit the boss, and my second wave, which is coming out from there, is going to hit the boss as well. Use that cool trick to multiply your DPS, especially against bosses, because it's going to make your gameplay significantly more comfortable. I think later on, when we will improve defenses, I will also add both ice and melee lightning versions. But for now, using Wave is very comfortable. So talking about my current bonuses for Stormwave. I'm running Stormwave with Lightning Attunement, Elemental Armament, Branching Fissures, Deliberation, and Rapid Attacks. So Deliberation is probably the most questionable gem right here. If you don't have a slot for it, or you feel like it's not really working that good for you, you can drop it out completely and replace it with Pinpoint Critical, for example. You're going to get a little less damage, but you're going to multiply your crit significantly. And since I'm currently playing a crit version, it's also very important to showcase my crit. My crit chance at Stormwave right now is 67%, which is very good and it's feeling amazing during the gameplay. So, moving forward, I also wanted to showcase the change of gems that I currently used. So first off, we are still using Herald of Ash, together with Magnified Area, just to hit more enemies with that sweet overkill damage. Next up, I'm currently using Trinity. Trinity is here because I believe I don't have enough critical hit chance for cast on critical, which I'm probably going to incorporate in a little later, but right now Trinity is feeling pretty nice. It's giving some damage, even if it's not a lot, and we can utilize our huge spirit to our advantage. For Trinity, I'm running Clarity to fix my mana, and Precision just because a little more accuracy is never too bad. I'm also running Wind Dancer together with Magnified Area and Maim. Wind Dancer right here is used only for one little thing: to push enemy away from you when they're trying to overwhelm you. I'm not using it for evasion, and it's mostly a nice addition to protect yourself against like melee fighting enemies. So that should work pretty nice. And that's pretty much it. I'm not using any other skill at the moment, even if I will be able to add more skill in the future. So I also reached about 6,500 energy shield at the moment, and I'm not running any evasion. I believe that evasion right now as a defensive measure is not really working that great. Unfortunately, it's barely providing any evasion. If you remember, with good helmet, we had like 50% evasion with Subterfuge mask. So right now, Subterfuge would give me only 5% evasion instead of like old 30, maybe 40. So stacking evasion right now is pretty hard, especially if you're not focusing on evasion only. And I believe that stacking crit from energy shield is going to be much more comfortable. So now let's talk about the 3 changes and swap to Chaos Inoculation. So initially, for 3 changes, I've been currently getting Chaos Inoculation. It gives you maximum life is 1, immune to chaos damage and bleeding. I recommend to start using Chaos Inoculation when you will have at least 4.5-5k energy shield for comfortable gameplay. To regenerate your shield when you're playing Chaos Inoculation, it's very important to use a very unusual combination. So first off, you will need to get Chevron Satchel. Chevron Satchel is going to give you life recovery from flask or supplies to energy shield. But it's not the end of it. For Chevron Satchel to properly recover your energy shield, you will need a very specific flask. You will need to get a flask with % of recovery applied instantly. That way, applied instantly % is going to recover your energy shield when the rest will not. So if you don't have recovery applied instantly on your flask, you will be unable to regenerate energy shield with Chevron Satchel. So please keep that interaction in mind. So talking about R3, it's also pretty important to pick much more energy shield passive right now. So I'm picking Patient Barrier, I'm going to the left, I'm picking Melding and Sightfulness. I'm literally picking all of possible things right here. So another interesting addition is Step Like Mist, because it's giving us movement speed and increased mana regeneration rate and dexterity and intelligence. So that's what I'm currently using. The rest of the 3 is pretty much staying the same. You just need to go to the left, take like rapid recharge, energy, shield delay and stuff like that to make sure that you are regenerating shield pretty fast too. But your main regeneration in the most combat situation is going to come from Chevron Satchel and Instant Flask, as I already explained. And talking about reaching that energy shield. First off, it's very important to get a very good body armor. I recommend to aim for 600-700 energy shield at the minimum, and perfectly if you will get faster start of energy shield recharge on your armor. That way it's going to be absolutely perfect. Make sure you have like iron runes for more energy shield in it. For the helmet, you can reach like 300-400 energy shield, and getting some additional resistances together with critical hit chance is probably the best idea. For the boots, just aim for increased movement speed and additional resistances too. And like for the rings, it's very important to get lightning damage together with the resistances for both. And the last part is the amulet. For amulet, I recommend to anoint overwhelming strikes right now. And if you can get +2 level of all melee skills, it's going to be just perfect. On top of it, you can also roll maximum energy shield on the amulet too, so utilize it to your advantage to get as much energy shield as possible. And another interesting point is the last item that I haven't mentioned, the gloves. So for the gloves, I'm currently running Thunderfist Utility Rasp. So Thunderfist is a very good upgrade to your damage. To showcase how good it's working, I can pretty much showcase you my damage right now. So my tooltip is 44k, and if I will get my gloves off, it will be 32k. So as you can see, it's providing like 40% of my damage up, which is a very good. So you can still play with rare gloves just fine. Just aim to get like melee plus melee skills on your gloves together with elemental damage to attacks, perfectly lightning damage to attacks at the gloves. With rare gloves, you would probably lose 15% of damage, maybe 20% if you're not using Thunderfist. However, if Thunderfists are available, I heavily recommend you to just farm those divines and get them when you will be able to, because it looks like those gloves worth it. If you don't have it at the moment, which is absolutely normal, you can just run Kitoka Current, for example, for electrocution. That way, it will be pretty comfortable to stun enemies consistently, or just run rare gloves with plus levels and lightning damage to attacks, as I already mentioned. So when you're using Thunderfist, you need to aim to get unarmed melee attack critical hit chance as high as possible. As you can see, my Thunderfists are pretty much not really nice and they're all pretty bad. So it should be much better in the most situations. My rolls are corrupted and it's just a pretty cheap version of it. So when you're using Thunderfist, you're going to receive a skill called Crackling Palm. Crackling Palm is a pretty important skill because you will be able to add additional gems into it and it's going to provide cool bonuses for you. So when you hit with unarmed melee attacks, call down lightning bolts which deal unarmed attack damage to all surrounding enemies. It creates a bolt of lightning when you hit with unarmed melee damage no more than 5 times every 0.5 seconds. It's not dealing too much damage by itself, so as you can see, it's only like 1,500 damage at the moment. However, you can utilize it for Culling Strike, for example, or to apply additional shock. I honestly like Culling Strike against like rare, unique enemies, which is feeling very nice. So I recommend to run at least Culling Strike on the Crackling Palm, together with like Elemental Focus, Lightning Attunement and Elemental Armament. You can also try to Electrocute with it, for example, but I don't really feel like it's too necessary at the moment, and I'm not really bothering with adding that. However, if you feel like it, you can drop Elemental Focus and you can add Electrocution into the set. So finishing the question about Thunderfist, for now I believe that the biggest bonus you receive is unarmed melee attack critical hit chance, and the rest is just like a nice cherry on top, when Crackling Palm is mostly the skill to provide additional bonuses, so yeah, like Electrocute for example, or Culling Strike, because that's going to give you a lot of quality of life. So right now, the most important part to move to Energy Shield is setting up Chevron Satchel and Life Flask as already showcased, and just stacking as much Energy Shield as you can on most of your items to feel more comfortable. I believe that even in tier 15, 6 mode maps, it's feeling much better when you have at least 5-6k of Energy Shield consistently. And another important part is pretty much how we are battling stuns right now, because stuns is a big issue when you're playing Chaos Inoculation. So to battle stuns, we're going to use a few different things. First off, I'm using Dampening Shield to gain additional threshold equal of maximum energy shield for stun and element. Second step, you can also run stun and element threshold from energy shield point right here, which is pretty comfortable. If you're still getting stunned, I recommend to just invest 2 points right here to Abasement, and 2 points right here for Shimmering Mirage if you're getting like frozen or ignited too often. And the next part is pretty much what else you can do is roll in additional bonuses on your jewels. So on the jewels you can gain additional stun threshold equal to up to 15 of maximum energy shield, together with increased maximum energy shield too. I recommend to run those jewels to feel much more comfortable in maps. So your stun threshold should be much bigger than something basic like that. Unfortunately, the game right now not showcasing stun threshold, is only showcasing element threshold, which is 1300 for me, and it should feel pretty much enough. So another interesting moment is that don't forget that you still need to run Ruby with gain rage on melee hit, together with increased attack damage, because it's going to give you a rage as a very important attack damage multiplier and make your build significantly stronger. So that's where I am currently at level 88, and I think I will keep progressing, and there are probably going to be at least one more update pretty soon. I'm currently testing more Ascendancy options and trying to pick my last Ascendancy points to be just perfect, because currently we have a few options here. We can run an Ice Shell Rage, we can run Meditate, and we can also run Elemental Expression too. So after I will finish testing those, in the next update I'm going to add all information about it in there. So feel free to check out the pin guide for just comprehensive information and showcasing what I'm currently recommending. And thank you very much for watching. Hope your journey is going pretty good as well. See you next time, and ronarray out.